What is happening, y'all? I've missed y'all. Even though I've been here and I always answer DMs. It's something about sitting here. It just feels like I'm just hanging out with my friends all week long and I love it. So, you know what I never showed? The first thing I do when I sit here at my vanity. This is a really big tip. And it's something that some of you probably already do, but it makes such a difference. I put this on. This is my favorite at the moment. This is the Ula lip treatment. I have the link. I put this on the moment I sit down and I let it sit. And by the time I get ready to do my lips, it's perfection. It's never too wet, never too sticky by the time I get to do my lips. So it's so perfect with lipsticks. If you're new here, it's what we like to call Feral Monday. And that's where I just do something wild, something I know that some of you might not wear all the time, but we still learn from it because there's a lot of technique in these feral looks, so you're going to be able to learn something. But if you're still like, no, I don't even want to look at this, I get it. I have a lot of saved highlights for everyone. And now from this day on, actually from yesterday, I'm going to start saving these highlights and all of my looks to YouTube. So make sure you're subscribed there. And I'm excited. But again, if this is too much for you, please just scroll my saved highlights. There's something for everyone there. Now, after I'm done with this, I'm going to Ulta and I'm buying more of these because I love them. I do want you to notice that I'm going to work one eye at a time. And the reason why is because this formula, and it's so important we learn about formulas, even though it might be boring to you, it's important because it's going to save you makeup heartache. This formula dries down, and that's another reason I'm not going to use any primer, because if I use primer under here, I'm going to change the formula and it's not going to perform the way that it's meant to. So we're using the side of the brush. We're just going to press this all the way across here, and that's our first transition. And notice from pressing, we have another transition. See how it's dark to light? So cool, right? Just going to keep tapping until that's dry. And once these set, they're not going to crease or move. Now I'm going to grab this City Color palette and I'm going to deepen up the crease a little bit. I'm going to grab this shade. Notice that I only grabbed it on the one side of the brush and I grabbed quite a bit of it. I'm going to flip that towards the ceiling. I'm going to tilt my head back and I'm just going to push it into the socket just to deepen it a little bit more. I'm really into kind of seeing the skin through the eyeshadow at the moment. Okay, I'm going to see what's left. I'm going to take it and I'm just going to smooth it out this way. Kind of just smoothing the upper crease. Adding a little bit of depth. Now I'm going to take a powder foundation that is 2 shades lighter than my skin tone. This is the Makeup Forever. I just have a lighter one. And I'm going to take that and press that on my brow bone. Because I still want it to be kind of my skin tone, but just a little bit lighter. Just to kind of keep that lift there. And then I'm just going to press it and kind of transition a little bit more. Still trying to decide what I want to put on my lid. I'm excited. I think I want to do lavender. It's giving Scooby-Doo. Let's see what happens. What I want to do is I'm going to take some micellar water on a C30, just evening that out. And I want to clean up. Let's see what happens. We're just having fun. That's what my Feral Monday is all about. It's just about having fun and seeing where the look goes. And even if we have mess ups, that's good because we can learn something from those mess ups. Grabbing some more micellar water. I'm going to keep cleaning. This is satisfying, right? Okay, this is going to be fun because we're mixing bases. So I really enjoy this one if I'm doing kind of a translucent, something you can see through, and that's what we're going to use. It's going to have a little bit of a pink tint, but you're still going to see my skin. Let me just show you. I'm a visual person, and it's best if I just show you. So I'm going to take the base, and the reason I'm not going all the way on here is because I want more precision, and I'm not going to get as much precision with that wand as I will the brush. So let's take this and take it everywhere that we just took that off. So from our lash line to the green, smooth that out. Same thing on this side. I don't know what mommy's watching, but I'm gonna have to shut the door. She's got her TV up pretty loud today, bless her. I'll just shut the door. I'll never tell her to turn it down. So this is Carla Cosmetics Loose Pigment, and the shade is Romance. I just wanted to double check that. That's gonna be plenty. Look at that. Ooh, you ready? Put on your makeup seatbelts. Click, click. And I'm gonna use, what brush should I use? I think I'll just use this one again, the C30. Actually, no, I want it to be more diffused. Remember, the fluffier the brush, the more diffused. Let me wipe that off on Sheila. So we're going back to the E28. We're just gonna pick this up. Oh, a jean hair. Okay, pick it up pretty evenly on the brush. Just want you to see that. So I'm gonna take it and tap this on top. Fun is being had. I am having fun. That's beautiful. Now I'm gonna grab some more of the pigment. I'm gonna grab it on our C30. And we're gonna do a green wing. Flip that towards the ceiling. Connect it. Remember, it's gonna dry down a little bit darker, so if you're seeing that discrepancy there in color, that's all it is. And this is gonna be a lot easier to draw on than black. Black is not very forgiving, and don't worry about that. See, I wouldn't consider that a mess up, but some of you might, and I'll show you how we're gonna fix that. It's because I picked up too much. If you're wondering why that happened, I picked up too much. Now I'm gonna tap to smooth, and we'll fix that together. Oh, wait, before I move on, let me give you one more tip. Whenever you're using something that dries really quickly with your brushes, I like to take a little bit of the micellar water and just kind of start loosening that. So I have micellar water and I just have it on here, and then I'm just gonna push it through, pointing down. And it's okay if you don't get all of it out. It just kind of keeps it from not setting in there, because it's a lot harder to get out later, no matter what the brush is. I just wanted to give you that tip. Don't let long wear things dry in your brushes. I just flicked myself in the nose, but that was for you. It's important. By the way, before we clean this, I'm gonna grab the green again that we used in the crease to deepen. I'm gonna grab it again, and I'm just using it to add a little bit more depth to our wing here. This is another good tip. If you ever wanna practice your wing liner, use lighter colors. Use any color but black or brown. You're able to get a really nice wing. Even use white. You're able to see what you're doing, but you're also able to fix mistakes so much easier. So remember our C30 with the micellar water? Let's just get in here and loosen it. Now remember, we're still gonna put mascara on here, but if that was too much, and that could affect how our mascara applies, we can just push that down because there's nothing on our bottom lash. And even if that goes there, that's fine, because we have this pinch to clean as we go. There we go. Just kind of loosen that up. It's just so we don't have chunkiness in our lashes. A little bit of the green is fine, but we don't want the chunkiness. Okay, that should be loose enough. Now, mascara application is important. So, any mascara, I am enjoying this one. This one's from Mob Beauty, but any mascara. Now remember, I can close one eye at a time like a lunatic. But if you can't, wiggle it in here. You look down and wiggle it, because it's a lot easier than shut your eyes and then roll this through. And this really helps to keep your lid space a lot more clean. You see that? Pretty wild. Now you're still gonna see that green. I'm gonna show you. But let's run this through the same way a couple more times. And I know that you're thinking, oh, this is nothing, but this is so helpful. And think about not only this look, I know this is wild, but your neutrals, your soft neutrals, getting mascara on them, it's a nightmare. We know how to fix it, and I've shown that many times, and I'll show it again, but this just really helps prevent it. And even if a little bit gets on there, that's okay. But this helps prevent a lot. So try this next time. And then before that mascara dries, grab a small angle brush. This is the E26. And I'm just kind of pushing that mascara over the green. But you have to do this before it dries. I thought Moonlights would be pretty with this. Just clamping that on. These are from House of Lashes, by the way. Now, I can't remember how long it's been since I've talked about this, but no matter what, if you don't even have liner on, but you put falsies on, if you continue this line, I'm talking the tiniest amount. You see this? It just ensures that that lash band looks like it's continuing. And look at that difference. I know it's such a subtle difference, but it makes the world of difference. And what happens is even if this front part isn't lifting, it can look like it's lifting and incomplete if we don't just fill in this little area just a little bit. Now, as time has went on, I have really been trying to kind of find ways to fix makeup with things that you might already have in your makeup collection. But one thing that I highly suggest, and it's still very affordable, mixing pigments. These mixing pigments from LA Girl. This foundation, I really enjoy it. It's gorgeous, but it's just a little bit too light for me. And I myself don't normally return makeup. You can return makeup. You should return makeup. But for what I do, and it's just, I don't mind. We'll keep it because we'll fix it. But in that moment, we'll fix it together, and I like to show you. So these are incredible. I love these. Now, that being said, I'm sure some of us have a foundation that's too light somewhere, and we don't want to waste it. And I know I mentioned again, I really have been trying to find ways to maybe use bronzer in our collection, but these just never let me down. It's a miss. They never, ever, ever let me down. And let me show you how much I'm gonna mix in here. Do you see this? That's it, that ratio. It's so pigmented and does such an amazing job. And now look, it's gonna be, I mean, you can see it transforming right there. And that dark orange just darkens. It's not gonna mess with that undertone too much at all. So now here's before I fixed it, and now here is after. And look, that undertone is still fantastic, perfect, 10 out of a 10. They're not scary like what you think. In fact, I'm gonna start using them again because, like I said, I love to use what we have. But sometimes we just need a little extra help. And luckily these are $9. They're not $90. Now let's grab our C42, start to work this in. I also want you to keep in mind, not the pigment, but the foundation will dry down just a little bit darker. I have learned that. But right now it's not drying down dark enough for me to get away with it. But right now it's gonna dry down to a darker shade and it's going to be perfect. Grabbing a little bit more, add some here. This formula is gorgeous. Super, super scented though. Keep that in mind. I'm talking heavily scented. Now I like the scent, but a lot of you do not enjoy scents the way that I do. So keep that in mind. Coverage is gorgeous. I'd say medium coverage, light to medium. More medium. And the makeup, I was saying the makeup is so thin on my hand. I want you to see that I'm able to just kind of place it with the back of my hand. And the reason it's thin is because I took my time and I thinned it out because we were mixing. So if you're wondering why I'm not using my finger to smooth it out, it's completely smooth on the back of my hand currently. It's a little easier this way right now. Such a pretty color. Now I have a tiny amount of foundation on an E29, and I'm gonna take it through here. And the reason I wanna use the E29 is I'm gonna have precision, but it's also a fluffier brush. And by now, some of us might know the fluffier the brush, the less coverage we're gonna have. The more dense, the more coverage. So I wanna take this across here and just smooth this into the foundation. Makes such a difference. I feel like I'm always trying to challenge myself with my looks. Now, this isn't something that I would normally gravitate towards, but I learn when I do these. And also with these extreme eye makeup looks that I do, I feel like when I look back at my work, I have this technique of kind of melting everything together, no matter how intense it is. So it kind of just fades from my complexion into the eye look. And I love the way that looks. And this is how I do it. I've only tried this once. Let's try it again. This is the Urban Decay Naked Quickie Concealer. It's very yellow and it says that it's pink. In fact, the shade is 20 Cool Pink CP. I don't know about it. I just wonder what's going on and who picks out these shades and why was I not informed. Let's grab a C31, start to blend this out. I always like to go in the inner corner and brighten a little bit. It makes a major difference. Go around here. It just feels so warm to me. Reminds me almost of Kosas. Now the Kosas formula wasn't my favorite, but the shade range certainly wasn't my favorite because that Kosas shade range is sunflower yellow, banana yellow. What else is yellow? Taxi yellow. That's what they should be labeled. But a lot of people do enjoy it, and it just didn't work out for me. Let's do a blush transition. I love transitions. Transitions in makeup are my favorite thing. So I'm going to start pretty high up. Okay, and this is where I'm going to be placing my blush. Tap that in. You can barely see it, but that's kind of the idea. We don't want too much of it. I'm actually going to grab my C31 again, smooth around the edges. Fun, 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 fun. Now, let's grab a darker shade. This is Cold Heart. Both cooler pinks. This one's more pigmented. Or I should just say darker, not more pigmented. Meh. And then we'll just grab our C31 again. And this one goes under. Makeup is so much fun to me. And these might not be colors that you like, but you could do this with any color blush. It's just about transitioning, just like our eyeshadow. And I want to go for a more satin look, and this is a more satin powder, super affordable CoverGirl. Let me even this out one more time. I'm not sure if I picked up enough. The shade I'm using is 115. Yes, because 110 was actually a little bit too light on me. What I'm looking for, if you're seeing me look down, I'm wanting to make sure this is nice and smoothed out. Okay, and now we'll go right in. But this is not matte, it's very satin, and satin means it has a little bit of a sheen to it. Can't wait for y'all to see this with back camera. It looks so fun. Here we go. And I want to keep it running because I want you to see how long I work. I don't just go, okay, that's good. I make sure this is worked in. Now, I'm obviously very delicate around my eye area. I'm not tugging, I'm not pulling, but I am making sure that this is in every nook and cranny. Now I'm just going to go ahead and set the center of my face. I picked up a little bit more for the center. Jean is snoring. Dyson's Dysoning. Things are happening here at the Sired household. And then with whatever's left, I'll just kind of lightly go across here. I love this bronzer so much. Like, so much. It's probably one of my favorite makeup discoveries of all time. And it's from Mob Beauty. And I don't want to get too bronzy, but I do want to add a little bit of definition to the outer perimeter of the face. A little bit down the sides of my nose just for some shaping. So pretty. And then a little bit here just to kind of make sure everything flows. While I have you here, let me tell you a little bit about the C40. I'm going to show you how to use it. It's really important where you pick it up. So I pick it up, I have it there, you can kind of see it from here to here. Then we're going to take that and we're going to flip this shorter end towards the ear, and it just sculpts for you. I do want you to notice that I'm pressing, always pressing. We're going to have some control when we press, and we're also not going to disturb the powder that we set there, and of course that foundation. Do you see? It just sculpts for you. The reason why, obviously the fibers, but also density. Density is so important when it comes to brushes. I always loved this shape, but every brush that I used that had a similar shape to this would flop. This does not flop. Do you see this? Do you see? I want you, no flopping, just sculpting. Now I'm gonna grab some of the green on an E27. And that's gonna go underneath here and connect. This is one of my favorite products and I would use it every day, but I feel like y'all will get sick of it. But it's from Milk Makeup and it's chalk, but it's pretty. I love it so much. And I'm actually gonna use it on my lips today too, just to kind of tie all this together. And I'm using it on my inner corner. I use this for my Zendaya look, which is on my saved highlights here. Maybe if I just use a little bit of it on my cheek. I don't know if I want to use it on my cheek. It might be too dark for my blush. We'll see. Just a whisper, right? Just a whisper. We'll just use it on this. I'm using it on the E29. Yes. Nope, not too dark at all. Perfect. And the way I can tell that it's not too dark is that it doesn't look like a shadow when I look forward. The light hits it, it's never gonna look like a shadow. It's never gonna be too dark when the light's hitting. Hang on. I've talked about this before, but really quickly, if something is too dark or not your shade in terms of highlight, it's always going to be really pretty when the light's hitting it. So it's gonna be gorgeous. But then sometimes we can turn to the front and then you're able to see it and it looks like a bruise, or it looks too dark, or it looks too gray. So this isn't any of that. This is working beautifully as a highlighter slash blush topper. Pretty from all angles. Now I'm gonna apply it to my lips. That is so pretty. Now let's add some definition with this lip liner. I feel like these are the lip liners I'm reaching for the most right now, and I love them. The colors are fantastic and the formula just glides on. It's what we want in a lip liner. And there you have it. This is Feral Monday, y'all. I love it. I feel like a watermelon. So tomorrow, I think we should do cool tone grays. That's what I think we should do. But that still falls under the category of more wearable because technically gray is a neutral. I'm also going to show you how it's not scary. It's not scary, I promise. Grays are not scary. Cool tones are not scary. It's about trusting the process. This is probably scary to you, and I understand, but I myself can learn when I do these types of looks. So I would take what I learned here and then I would use that later for a more neutral look or something that you might be more comfortable in. But there are still so many tips here. And then when I do these extreme looks, I'm able to fix things, learn how to fix things. They're really, really good for me. So Mondays are for they're also for you, but they're also for me to progress so I can help you. All right, I have a couple more videos I want to film today, so I'm gonna go take this off. Everything is gonna be now saved to YouTube. Yay, I'm so excited. excited. I'm gonna film a couple HD videos for TikTok with a real camera. I'm excited because, you know, I have all of that, but it's so much. There's so much on top of the so much that is already there being covered and even more much. But I'm gonna do it because I feel like it's gonna be helpful. I feel like the more HD, you can really, really see things, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help. I love you all so much. I'm not sure what I'm gonna post tonight, but it's gonna be fun, and I will see you there. I love you.